Yeah,
Okay, let's see here.
you're ready to lay down.
Okay, we are live.
All right.
Okay, let me share it on my page. Perfect. So you ready to go? Ready
Yeah.
to start? Awesome. Well, welcome everybody. My name is Megan Pinkney, and I'm founder and CEO of Joseph's Ministry LLC. And I am here with our newest author, Miss Zelda Irby. How are you doing, Miss Zelda?
I'm doing fine, Megan. It's good to see you again. How are you tonight?
I'm doing great. Good to see you as well. So, before we dive into the interview, can you tell the people a little bit about who you are and some of the amazing things that you have going on in your world?
Well, I'm a wonderful mother. I'm a fabulous grandmother. I'm a good friend. I love human beings. I love animals. And I have my first public book signing scheduled at Barnes and Noble on Saturday, March 22nd, 2025, from
Nice.
12 to 2 o'clock. Very excited about that because this journey that I've been on since I met you May 26, 2024, has been a unique experience. So
Yeah.
I'm very happy I'm not happy that the ride is almost over, but it's such a unique space to be in.
Yeah.
And that's what's happening in my life right now. And I'm looking forward to people wanting to buy my book because they're curious enough to want to know about me,
Yeah.
about my life.
Yeah.
And I have something to say. I've always had something to say. I'll have something to say even after it's all said and done.
Right, right, right. Nice. So you did mention your book signing. So we're here to talk about your amazing book, Spill Tea Tastes Better. Kools Bittersweet. So that's
Absolutely.
a very unique title. So tell the people, how did you come up with that book title?
It wasn't easy because I started out with I had so many other titles prior to that, but somehow or another, Spill Tea started sticking with me.
Mhm.
And what I was writing about, it was like I was sharing my soul and my spirit. And I said, this is like having a tea party. So it just kind of stuck with me. And as with the various conversations that you and I had about it,
Mhm.
then I had the unmitigated nerve to add Kools Bittersweet
Right.
at the end of it because I felt like it was missing something. So once I said it and I said it out loud and I wrote it several times, then I was very confident that that should be the name of my book. And all the other ones that I had come up with, I can't remember not one, but I have them all written down.
Of course, yes, ma'am. I do remember walking through that process with you as you determined the name of your book. So, with this tea party, so tell the people about what the book is about. What are the details of the
Well,
contents
the
of the
book
book?
Disability is about my life from the time that I can remember when I was a little girl. When I think about, I was journaling, Megan, as I told you before I knew I was journaling. I used to, and this is way before your time, but we used to have something called the black and white marble composition tablets. They still use them today, but they had maybe 10 pages in them. They probably cost $25 a tablet now. When I was coming along, I used them and we would have maybe 6 tablets for the whole school year. But I was always end up with an extra one because I found myself writing something about myself in one of those tablets every day. And I like color, so I had crayons and pencils, and I even used charcoals one time until it started messing up my book and it was so smudgy. But my whole point was to write, but then I had to hide it because those were my secrets. And when I think about when I was writing, I hadn't done anything, but it was just something in my spirit that led me to write.
Wow.
So after a period of time, I had them and I put them in a box and put them under my bed. And one time I went under there to get one to write, and the box was gone. And
Uh-oh.
I said, "Uh-oh." So I said, somebody has found my secrets. And I knew my mom hadn't found them. And so I thought, well, my father may have found them. So I even talked about it a little bit in the book. Somebody found them, and maybe they just got thrown out because my mother was particular about our house, and she didn't like a lot of clutter. And when it was time to throw stuff out, stuff just got tossed. So that might have been what happened to my three, because I only had three, but they were so thick because the back in, like I said, those tablets were thick in that time, and but they were gone. So my point is, all those experiences or whatever I was writing about, I have God has blessed me with a memory, praise the Lord.
Yeah.
And all that stuff is still in my head, so I had to get it out. So I look at spilled tea in a way like um spilled tea for me was also like a mental health cleansing, if you will,
Yeah.
because all of us have been through something because we're alive, we're human beings. So that provided me with that last bit of therapy that I may have missed along the way. And it was just, it felt so good and it felt so right. So, um, you know, it's a glimpse into my life. It's a glimpse. I'm allowing people to take a peek into my soul, if you will. Not everything, because I told you I went from 300 some pages down to 190, because I was like, I can't put all those pages in one book. The people will never read it. So, but that's the gist of that.
No, absolutely. And your journey to being a published author was unique because you started with us with book coaching first. So not
Yeah,
necessarily just with publishing. So we had the opportunity to work very closely together to really birth out, if you will, spilled tea tastes better. Um,
yeah.
so to see where we are today, I would just like to say I'm proud of you and congratulations because I've seen it when it was just a blank piece of paper and some questions, right?
Yeah.
He is now, it's very exciting. So book coaching really did help as we went through this
Oh,
process.
absolutely. No question about it, because I had no clue in the things that I thought that once I started writing, I had I was completely out of the park. It had nothing to do with where my head was in terms of where I was going with writing, because I had never been in that environment before of writing, except for just putting words down on a piece of paper
Right.
that meant something to me. But then when, of course, being with you, I found this structured environment. And still, sometimes when we came, as you very well remember, I am the type of human being, I don't always want to follow the yellow brick road. My yellow brick road may turn red, it may turn purple, because
That's
in my headspace, like technology, it's a path, and
mm,
paths can be disrupted or interrupted. So, but I always got back on track after we would have conversations about things, because you have control of your business and what you're doing to guide
right.
the writer. And that's what you did for me. And that's what I do appreciate, because, you know,
Yeah, absolutely. So even with the process, you have written down your journey, your story. What do you want people to get out of reading your book? Once they pick it up, what do you want them to leave with?
I'm hopeful that people who read T, well, first of all, I'm hoping that people will read it and then be so excited after they have read it and want to have a tea party or a tea gathering for a purpose, and invite me to share some details if they want, because some people may have some questions about certain things. But I want them to walk away with having confidence within themselves, building up their self esteem, trusting with themselves, knowing that gut that we all have, that voice inside of us, That's God talking to us, letting us know you can do this. And if I can do it, I tell some of my dear friends, y'all, if I can do this, you can do it. And everybody says, Zelda, everybody's not like you. Well, of course not, because all of us is unique.
Right.
But my point is, I want you to leave with confidence, building your self-esteem, trusting your gut feeling, trusting in another person, trusting in Megan to help you get where you want to go.
Yes.
And to feel good about what it is that you want to do. Take that bucket list and do something with it positively, and just feel good and know that you can accomplish whatever goals you set, whether they're long-term goals, short-term goals. But know that at the end of that rainbow that they're talking about, there's a reward for you. My reward is what? I'm going to get to meet new people. I'm going to get invited to some tea parties, I hope, or gatherings. I'm going to get an opportunity to share myself with the world about my experiences, because the world is so small. I went somewhere a couple of weeks ago and somebody said, Zelda Irby, is that you? And I looked around. I said, well, who is that? And I was like, so the world is small, but I want people to walk away with feeling feeling good, knowing that they can accomplish their goals, and to trust in themselves and not let betrayal stop them in their tracks and paralyze them. Because you can't do anything. You can't enjoy yourself. You can't smile. You can't love yourself if you're paralyzed through something that's happened to you in your past. So, as I said earlier, tea gave me an opportunity for mental health cleansing. And all of us need to go through that, whether we go through it just individually or with another person. I chose counseling, I chose my clergy, and then I trust and chose myself. And then, of course, the Almighty God. You can't go wrong with that. When you have those elements, when you put Him first, you're going to come out a winner anyway, every time.
Right.
It's like love wins. What can I tell you?
No,
Writing helps. Writing helps love to win.
wow. One thing that I have learned about you and walking through this process with you is that you have confidence in yourself.
Praise
That
the Lord.
you believe that people will read your story and they will get that confidence, and to say to themselves, hey, if Mazelda can do it, I know I can do it.
Absolutely. And I want people to feel that sense of strength, that inner strength, and tap into it. It just, people say we're born with it. We're born into this world, and whatever environment we're in, if it's a bad environment that we're brought into, we don't have to stay anywhere.
Right.
We have to learn how to move on. And I've said the word betrayal because uh, that's something that almost paralyzed me, but I chose for it not to.
Yeah.
And to God be the glory.
Wow. Thank you for sharing that. I ask this question to a lot of people, especially for our clients who write about their own life and their
Right.
own story. So my question to you is, why did you want to write about your life? What is so significant and unique that you said, you know what? I want to write about me. I want to
Yeah.
write about everything that I've experienced.
Yeah. Well, I think it's been coming for a very, very long time. I think about things from the time that I was a little girl, when I was, and I'm an only girl. So I'm a daddy's girl. My father's been gone from me now 32 years.
Yeah.
Oh, will be 32 years come July 21st. But I have this spirit that that feels energized all the time. I have to do something to feel good about myself. And I share that with other people. So I had to do it because I needed to. And as I said again, I'm going back to that one word, betrayal. But when things get in your way, you have to move them out of the way, but you have to move yourself out of the way sometimes to get a clean start or to refresh and reposition yourself and just start all over again. And I know what it's about because I've lived it. I'm evidence of what I'm talking about.
Yes. Yes.
So
Oh, I love it. I love it. So the big question is, will you write another book, other books about different topics, or is this it, one and done?
excuse me, you sound like my fairy godmother, Mrs. Joyce Robinson Bond. Now, she and I had a conversation this afternoon. She said, Z, when are you going to write your second book? I said, fairy godmother, I'm not writing another book. She said, you have to. Oh, I don't know. I have other things on my bucket list to do. And it's not that I wouldn't enjoy writing it. I just know that from this experience, you have to first commit, then you have to discipline yourself,
Yes.
then you have to look ahead of what direction you want to go into, what topics you want to talk about. And I had such a uh, easel filled with different colors of which direction to write or color to write about in my life. It was just, it's, it was, it wasn't hard. It was a decision that took me some time because there's so much, it was so much, and it's still so much.
Right.
I've been getting calls and text messages from my friends and family and from a few of my neighbors. I was surprised where they have made some comments about certain things. Well, I want to hear about a little bit more about when you were singing. And I was like, I just put it's just a glimpse.
Yeah.
So it's not a whole story about when I was a singer at the tender age of 14, and we actually started singing when I formed the group when we were 13.
Wow.
But because there's so many different snippets, so many different places to go, of course, I could write another book, but I have to scratch something else off of my bucket list. And a second book is not on my bucket list to scratch off. Not that it wouldn't be, but
Yeah.
not today.
Well, you guys heard it first. You gotta make sure to get this book, Still Tea Tastes Better. So, Ms. Zelda, tell the people where they can buy your book and where they can follow you on social media.
Okay, people can buy my book, Spill Tea Tastes Better, Kools Bittersweet, on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, my bookstore at I used to know it by heart, Pay Hip, Pay.hip. Oh, I need to be
It's
I
okay.
need to be
We're gonna put the link in the chat.
yeah, but I had it on the tip of my tongue. I've been saying it so much I've just bit the tip of my tongue. I know it's Pay Hip something,
Yeah,
Zelda Irby Books, but
that's correct.
um
Where
they
can they
can get
find
it or and people can get in touch with me. I'm
you?
still here on earth. I have a telephone number, I have a home phone number, I have email. My email address is legendofz47@aol.com. You can also reach me at zelda.irby@gmail.com. So whatever it is that you're looking for in terms of wanting to know about Spill Tea Tastes Better, Kools Bittersweet, all you got to do is look me up and find me, and I'll be delighted to tell you all about it.
That's so awesome. Last, what is one piece of encouragement or advice you would like to leave the people on tonight?
One of the things I think that I could share with people is, again, to trust in God first. And when you trust in Him, you have to be comfortable enough within yourself to be at peace. My father used to always talk about having peace of mind. Once you have peace of mind, you will be able to discipline yourself, be quiet enough, and develop any plan of action you want to match any set of goals that you want to set and match that up or hook it up or however you want to say it. But you just have to have something a little structure in the beginning, and the structure that I have in the beginning or found in the beginning that has provided me with stability in my headspace, in my physical being, is trusting in God and knowing that I can ask, I can pray, I can ask people to pray for me. I can do those things and they come back to me, and I can also give that same positive energy out there to others.
Yeah.
And you know, being together, being from one human being to the other, you and I in this conversation, we're here to help and create uh, you in your arena of publishers, me, a writer. We've come together in this harmonious space. And as long as there's peace, harmony, understanding, whenever you have those little bumps in the road, you can always get over that stuff.
Yeah.
So, as my father would say, don't sweat the small stuff because all the stuff is small.
That's good.
Just want to, like I said, setting goals, setting action plans, matching it up, asking God, and you just can't ever go wrong, in my opinion. And you have to go out there and you have to buy a copy of Tea, have some book signings for a purpose, tea parties, and invite me, and we're going to have a good time on this journey. And if you ever get so lonely and you feel so by yourself, find me. We can have a cup of tea together and talk about things and help each other out.
Wow. Thank you, Miss Zelda. That's
You're welcome.
awesome. Awesome. Guys, if you are here and you have been inspired by Miss Zelda's story and her testimony, and you say, you know what? I want to write a book myself. I want to write down my journey. We would love here at Joseph's Ministry, would love to assist you, even with our book coaching services as well as our book publishing services to help you get to your next level. So if that is you, please reach out to us at our website and schedule a free consultation call at www.josephsministryllc.com. We look forward to hearing from you. But Ms. Zelda, thank you so much
You're
for your
so
time.
welcome, Megan. It's so good to see. And as I told you when we first started this conversation, I just love your hair. It's so cute. And
Thank
I'm just, they call me the Silverado now, and I like it too. So it's all right.
No, you got it going on, Ms. Zelda. But no, thank you again for your time. Thank you for your insight. Thank you for your words and your life that you have left with us. So, guys, go out, buy her book, support her, see her at your nearest Barnes and Nobles for a book signing pretty soon. But we'll make sure to put her direct online store link in the chat so you can have that at your availability. So, again, Ms. Zelda, thank you so much for your time. And guys, we'll see you for our next author interview.
All right. To God be the glory. Thank you so much, Megan. Smooches.
Bye bye.
Bye.